hard up the middle and a base hit for Dane Myers into left center. Myers around first. He's headed towards second. Here comes a throw from Mangum.
A leadoff double puts a runner at second with none out for the Marlins. Xavier Edwards at bat.
Shows bunt. He pushes it back towards the mound. Littell is on it and he throws it to first and it gets down the right field line.
The bunt gets dropped down successfully, except we're about to see interference get called.
Skips by Aranda. Run's going to score. And Aranda in a sitting position.
Runner's lane interference is something we've covered before on this channel quite a few times, and we're going to cover it again today.
And I think they may have called interference on Xavier Edwards. And the run's not going to score. What happened here, Nelly?
Let's familiarize ourselves with the rules now. The runner is out when they fail to run within the lane, and in doing so interferes with the fielder at first base taking the throw.
Well, I don't know unless he ran in the grass to try to alter the throw. Now, we did see that at one time at home
Okay, so here's the rule again. It talks about the runner's lane itself. Now, when we talk about the grass, we're going to talk about an actual rules change that was put in 2024. After several teams proved themselves unable to run within this lane, the rules change for 2024 extends the runner's lane to include that portion of fair territory between the foul line and grass cutout of whichever field the game is being played on. That means plays such as these will now be legal.
Now the first base umpire is Ben May over there.
To recap, the runner's lane is now considered the entirety of the dirt and fair territory as well. Also, this is the plate umpire's call, not the first base umpire's.
And this is a judgment call. This is not reviewable. So Clayton McCullough and the Marlins cannot review this play.
And yep, this is not a reviewable play. Now, we've said it should be a reviewable play, but current rules, it's not.
This is a great bunt, and Littell takes his time getting off the mound, and a really poor throw.
There's a lot going on here, so let's break it down into its parts. Again, that's the rule we add on the dirt that was added last year. Also, I do want to comment on this.
And a really poor throw. And I don't know where the interference came from. I really do not see it. Yeah.
That's terrible.
The rule states interference is with the person taking the throw, not the guy making the throw. So the receiver, that's all we care about.
On that line, I don't see it whatsoever. It was a very poor throw.
I'll tell you what, if I was Clayton McCullough, I might be back in my office early
It's only interference if the throw could have reasonably retired the runner, if not for the runner's action. That's what we need to ask. Was the throw good enough to retire the runner if the runner didn't do what he did?
Well, they're going to call him out.
Back for that baseball. He's right up the chalk line.
Even before we consider whether Edwards was outside of the expanded lane or not, he's already at the base when the fielder is about to receive the throw, so the fielder might not even have been able to reasonably retire him.
I really do not see it. Yeah.
That's terrible.
So whether or not the runner was within the extended lane, I don't think it had an effect on the end results of the play. I don't agree with the call.
The runner into Edwards, so there's no way that could be interference.
Now the Marlins dugout's barking, but Clayton McCullough's.
Now on to part 2 of the analysis, the ejections. Let's watch.
The home plate umpire and the crew chief, Chad Fairchild, that we're all good. Well, Fairchild continues to stare at the third base dugout.
We have a potential issue here as we load our manual that tells umpires not to be confrontational.
Everybody's getting a little testy on a Friday afternoon.
Not me.
I'm just a little surprised we didn't see more from that Marlins dugout there. That's an awful call, Nelly.
To the umpire, manager, and players' credit, umpire listened to the manager, who was reasonable. It was perfect during the play itself.
And somebody just got ejected. And I think Clayton McCullough is headed back to his office early for the first time this season.
What happened? What standard for removal was violated that would cause the umpire to eject someone after a pitch to the next batter?
I guarantee you that they went and looked at it on video, and then he's like, okay, that he's going to know.
There you go. If a play is not reviewable, you shout out at the umpire something about video replay contradicting the call. Even if it's wrong, you can be ejected from the game. That looks to be what happened.
Get your money's worth.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we were talking about, Kyle, they extended that lane in that way to try to eliminate some of those collisions at first.
So someone from the dugout, not the manager, was ejected first, but there is a limit on how much you can argue as the manager after that.
And Xavier Edwards was hugging that line.
Oh, now Clayton just got tossed.
I think somebody else in that dugout got thrown out.
So the two ejections were batter runner Edwards and manager McCullough for the first time.
Look at all these plays that aren't reviewable. Everything is so reviewable nowadays, and you just wonder why an interference call.
So again, obstruction interference not reviewable generally, but I think when there's a line on the ground, maybe we can open that up.
It's getting into it too. This almost feels like yesteryear. Almost.